This is Chris J. Bacon of Frisco, Texas. In this video, I am going to present evidence that Chris J. Bacon has narcissistic personality disorder. I am not diagnosing Mr. Bacon, but merely speculating on his mental condition, given the evidence that he has displayed on Reddit and X, formerly Twitter. Common traits of people diagnosed with NPD are self-importance, sense of entitlement, exaggerated capabilities, overstepping boundaries, actions of arrogance, and being easily offended or triggered when others do not acknowledge their facade. Self-importance and sense of entitlement. As you can see here, Mr. Bacon believes that he was the highest-paying supporter of Eric July. With this belief, he believed he was entitled to a business dinner and to have his inquiries about the Rippaverse financial information answered publicly. He also believes he was entitled to a job within the Rippaverse since he sent in his resume. Exaggerated capabilities. In his resume and on Reddit, Mr. Bacon has leveraged his MBA as a source of his expertise. However, his MBA is a .com MBA. He's not running a company or division with it. He uses it to check a box on job applications. The truth of his occupation and MBA cannot live up to his boastfulness. The more he talks about business matters, the bigger the hole he digs for himself, overstepping boundaries. Mr. Bacon admits that during a live stream, he asked Eric about the financials of the Rippaverse. Most people understand that the Rippaverse financials are none of their business, but since Mr. Bacon probably has narcissistic personality disorder, he did not understand the faux pas. Beyond this incident, Mr. Bacon has posted pictures and maps of the Rippaverse warehouse and has, on multiple occasions, threatened to post pictures and Google Map imagery of Eric's home. Actions of arrogance. Being glib about posting the home of Eric is one example of acting in arrogance. Mr. Bacon wields this knowledge like a weapon, daring his critics to force him to unsheath it. Perhaps his most famous act of arrogance was when he posted a dozen or so reviews of prostitutes behind a paywall on the eroticreview.com. In his arrogance, Mr. Bacon boisterously shared his escapades to fellow degenerates. He gave recommendations on which women he approved of and made sure to disparage the sex workers that did not service him properly, being easily offended or triggered when others do not acknowledge their facade. As pointed out earlier, Mr. Bacon believed he was the highest-paying supporter of Eric and believed this entitled him special access to Eric's time and the financial details of his business. He was given neither. Mr. Bacon also sent his resume in to the Rippaverse and was not offered a position. Because of these slights, Mr. Bacon has devoted his online presence to, detracting Eric and the Rippaverse. Another term for what Mr. Bacon is doing is called vindictive narcissism. This is perhaps the biggest indicator of his mental condition. While this is not a formal diagnosis, one can look at the symptoms of narcissistic personality disorder and vindictive narcissism and cross-reference both with Mr. Bacon's online presence and easily make the connections. In closing, it is important to remember that Chris J. Bacon of Frisco, Texas, is a married man that reviews prostitutes online. Don't forget that.